Well. Hello. Oh, there we go, finally. Yeah, sorry for the long wait. But the important thing is, hello again. So, yeah, it's kind of amazing. So, I guess in my defense for taking so long, there's this project I was working on for 2.5 years. But I finished it. So, I'm a bit excited about that. And it is going to be announced at the end of this video, so stick around. But yeah, this video, speaking of which, it's kind of amazing. So it's kind of amazing. There's parts of this video that need to be screen recorded, and then there's parts of this video that and then secondly, I don't know how to merge videos. So, putting two and two together, I originally, I kind of recorded this video twice already, 2 other times today, maybe 3, and, what is it? Yeah, 2 other times earlier this week, well, last week, where, I recorded pieces of the videos, and then I was going to screen record them, but the issue was, it sounded terrible. So, I'm just going to screen record this whole video, and I'm going to do the rest with stop motions. I'm going to get into that later, though. So anyways, that's that. Yeah, anyways, forget this video. Actually, was there one more thing about this video? No. So, oh yeah, there was, actually. This is... big announcement. This is the climax of my series, right? So, dramatic, heroic music, blah, blah, blah. If you're not familiar with my earlier videos, you may want to check them out if you get lost. But, if not, I'm not too sure about this because I'm the one recording. So, you may actually enjoy it. Who knows? So anyways, this video... Hope that wasn't happening for long. Sorry about that. When I'm not using my camera, it goes out, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm using my camera so you can see me while I screen record. So anyways, in this video, 4-way symmetrical 6-colored patterns. I'm going to cover first. I highly recommend that you do this first, as you get used to this 6-color method. Actually, yeah, 6-colored patterns I'm going to talk about. 4-way symmetrical. Then after that, I'm going to get into reflective symmetrical, as you can see here, right? This is a little bit harder. So, try this later, after you get a little more experience. And it doesn't exactly work on 3x3s. I did a rough calculation in my head, and I feel like there's 36 6-colored patterns you can kind of do, but they don't look so great. Anyways, oh dear, 3 times 36, 900, no, 90, 100, 3 times 6 makes 12, no, 18, maybe 108, maybe, I don't know. Anyways, sorry about that, math freak. Here's a, it can work on 4x4s, though, as I'm getting at. Alright, and, even though, as you can see here, I didn't actually use all 6 colors on it, you don't have to. So that's kind of nice, And, this is something else, too. Even though this may be a little more challenging and whatnot, if you can apply this, even just a little bit, in your patterns, that's perfectly fine, too, You don't have to do this full-on 6-colored crazy pattern, right? You can just apply it a little bit at a time. In fact, my next video is actually going to be about that a bit. So anyways, that's that. Even double patterns. Yeah, so... knew it. The camera blinked out on me. Yeah, anyways. Double patterns. You can make 6-colored double patterns, as I've done here. This was a hassle. So, yep, so as you can see here, double pattern. See the back edges are not uniform, I guess you can say. And sure enough, the back is a little bit different too. So I hope you like that. Because this was a hassle. Alright, so anyways, that's that. In a nutshell, I should mention this in a nutshell, something that you should keep in mind, and in fact, with this information, you can pretty much run off and do this without watching this video. How 6-colored patterns are done is you invert the pieces you want, and then you 3-color it, and there you get 6 colors. So as you can see here, really applying all the videos I've put out so far. So, yeah, with that said, let's get into the first step. One of the most important steps for these that I actually didn't really use. Well, I guess that makes it the second most important step, because I'd say the first important is doing the turns. This is one of the most important steps for doing 6-colored patterns. And that's planning it. So, for planning it, 1 second. Whoop. Maybe not. My mistake. Welcome to my home screen, by the way. Ooh, lost my camera. Alright, I'm so sorry about that. So there's this magic button right here, by the way. And I was wanting to pause the video, but I couldn't. I was having a bit of trouble there. So I got there in the end, and that's important. So anyways, I'm in gallery. That's not a so much for pausing it, right? Alright, grand reveal. Google Sheets. There we go. So yeah, this is where I like to do everything, and yeah. So this really gets into part 5 of my series, which is about, planning your patterns and whatnot, how to put them in formula and whatnot. Something I forgot to mention about that video, for as much as I love Google Sheets, I forgot to mention how you make the squares, the cells square. So one way you can do that is by, well, the only way I know how to do it is with this little thing right here and whatnot. And then you can go ahead and highlight all your squares, and then with this you can really change the sizes and whatnot. So something I wanted to bring out. Hope you'd find it nice to know. So anyways, here we go. So even if you don't plan it out, I highly recommend putting it in a formula. In fact, I did that with the 10x10 right here. I didn't graph it, my 10x10 pattern, but I turned it into a formula or whatever. Formulated it, I guess. I don't know. I'm running out of words there. I might have to make up some. So anyways, but for your first time, I highly recommend graphing it. As you can see here, this is, in this video, I'm going to show you how to make this four-way symmetrical 6-colored pattern. And this is kind of the basics for the graph. You know what it is to look like. And yeah, so this is what we're going to make it of the this is the pattern we're going to work on. Formula I got. Yeah. There we go. So the next step, this is pretty important. What you'll want to do is highlight each piece that is inverted. Alright, and then you can graph that too. Highly recommend that. So as you can see here, this is a much better picture. Get a way better picture here of what needs to be inverted than this, right? But if you work with it enough, I guess you can see it. Something else too, even if you don't want to graph this, if you want to get a little advanced or whatever, or if you don't have Google Sheets available to you at, say you're like your friend's house or whatever, I don't know. Anyways, if you want something else noteworthy, something you might find useful is, as you can see here, 4, 6, 8, 9, and 10 are the pieces inverted. And looking at the formula here, check it out. Each inverted piece is highlighted with the star, as you can see here. This is how you come up with the formula and whatnot. Is all discussed in part 5, by the way, if you want to see that. Recording patterns of how to make big cube patterns. So, yeah. So that's pretty much the important part. Just see what needs to be inverted. And then with that said, the next step is inverting the edges. So how do you do that? Let's jump over to gallery. I think I was just here earlier. And here's a stop motion for how it's done. Yeah, you make sure it's solved. That's important. And I'm actually going to discuss this here right after the stop motion. Yeah. And you can see here, right over there on the top left, bottom right, you can see what part that's discussed in where I cover that. So, yeah, and there you go. It's a pattern. So anyways, let's watch it again, kind of in case you missed it. See how much, yeah. Yeah, and there you go. So that's that. Pretty fun. If you're interested, whoops, I forgot about the magic button here. If you're interested about stop motions, here we go. Create GIF. So I think I'm gonna make some Rubik's Cube GIFs to annoy all my friends with after this. So yeah, it's pretty fun. If you want to try it out, go to not Google Photos. Yeah, you can make GIFs, I guess, but it's not as great. Yeah, here we go. Gallery. Samsung Gallery, I believe. Not sure. So anyways, that's that. Ooh. Alright. So, yeah, that's... Yeah, alright. So that's how you make 4-way symmetrical, 6-colored patterns. Tongue cramp. Yeah. Now, quick tip I wanted to show you real quick. Here's my 5x5, the only big cube I have that doesn't have a pattern on it. I'd consider it a good thing, except it's probably the worst 5x5 in the world. Actually, the worst 5x5 would be made out of clay. But yeah, anyways, so here we go. So using the algorithm M2E2S2, there we go. As you can see here, it's like a checkerboard pattern, you know. And something cool that I wanted to mention here is, you see how what is it? Using the algorithm E prime M2 and then E prime whatever, you know. You may be tempted to do just these two to invert this, right? So when it comes back, you know, you solve those, right? And then you go through all this hassle, right? Doing exactly just that. But instead of doing that, something really cool is just doing M2, like the whole thing, right? And then, oops. Yeah. So anyways, So, let me just go over this again. Let's do... I think orange looks better. So, thing is, yeah, so when you do this, do the whole layer. And then when you bring it back, and then you undo this whole thing, and there you get a single line. Because before this was red, now it's like the whole thing, you know? Now you just have this line, and then we can go through and invert that. Super, super easy. Yep. There, my camera crashed or left. So anyways, yep. Yeah, something to point out. Now let's get into yep, reflective symmetrical patterns. How do we do that, right? Nice thing to highlight, right? There we go. So anyways, here we go. As you can see here, so this is the reflective symmetrical opposite 6-colored pattern that I'm going to be working on. And here's the formula for it up top. And as you can see here, it's a lot longer. Which is kind of nice because you have more pieces to play with. And therefore more of a chance to use all 6 colors. So anyways, yeah, you pick out your, it's pretty much the same, you know? You pick out your key corner. Here's the, or you can graph it. As you can see here, here it is graphed. And this is like, I guess, a skeleton of the graph, you know? Something, the basics of the graph that you would want. And as you can see here, how it's numbered. All discussed in part 5, by the way. And then, here we go. And then we go through and highlight which pieces are inverted. This is what they look like. And, yeah. Or, again, you can just look at each piece with the little star, you know? But, yeah, I don't know. For your first time, well, even if you've done the 4-way symmetrical pattern several times, you may want to graph out what it looks like inverted, at least for your first time, you know? I know I did. I when I did this pattern, yeah, I made sure this was graphed out beforehand. So anyways, there you go, it's graphed. And now, yeah, so I think that's pretty much covered it. And it's much the same, you know, you do the front edges, back edges, and then the front edges and whatnot. So let's see the stop motion for that. Here we go. Oh yeah, here it is. Yep, back edges, whatnot. Oh yeah, on odd cubes, it's inverted right there on the left, too. That's discussed earlier. So, discuss that later. Why? Yeah, and this is where it gets a little hard, you know, inverting pieces. And this piece right here, I'll discuss that in a bit if you get lost. Yeah, you have to rearrange all 6 sides. And then, for the rest, for the sake of it, actually, let's watch this again. Yeah, so there, I hope you like that. You know, as you can see here, there, it's a little bit hard, you know, because you got 6 colored. You have to rearrange. You have the reflective, symmetrical, opposite colored colors, you know, to work with, as you can see, which is a bit of a hassle. And what was it? Yeah. So I want to, just for emphasis, I want to show you this again, you know. Yeah, and there the algorithm changed. Yeah, that's discussed in part 3. Alright, so, yeah, and then, before all of this, this is the first stop motion I made. This, right after here, takes place. This is about putting the 6 colors on the, center area. I hope it doesn't look too small for you. I didn't take it with my phone flipped over on its side, yeah. So, yeah, there you go. As you can see here, it's almost like a printer, it's doing it from left to right. It's almost like, it's kind of fun watching it myself. It's like almost therapeutic. Yeah. So, there you go. Now, as I was discussing before, right here, this slide, invert odd pieces. Right here, as you can see here, see how 2u prime and 4u prime will move the inverted pieces on the same spot. I'm referring to these 2 pieces right here, right? So assuming that we make red our face when we execute this algorithm here, when you do M2, moving these pieces over to here, then you do the M2 right here, which I guess this would be originally your face, so I guess you can call this ES2, E prime S2. So, it's kind of interesting. Something to emphasize there. I know for myself, when doing things for the first time, I forget to do things, myself. So, a bit of a reminder there if you have watched that part. And yeah. Also, double patterns. I forgot to mention this. Kind of kicking myself for this. Really take a good look here. Make sure that the pieces over here are the same, as you can see here, this for the way this graph is set up, it doesn't go past 32, because you can go up to like let's see here, 36. Yeah, so yeah, this algorithm, this formula, can go up to like 36 if it's a double pattern. If it goes over 32, it's a double pattern. So really keep your eye on that. And looking at the graph here, please take note at how it's like back edge is reflective, symmetrical, and same as the front edge. They can look different, but you have to make sure they're reflective, symmetrical, or else you'll get a double pattern. And which is perfectly fine if you want to do a double pattern, but it's a bit of a challenge. I'll say that. Yeah, I actually scrambled this 8x8 here several times trying to put that pattern there. So, yeah, quite fun. This is a weird button. Ah, that's weird. Anyway, so, there you go. Double patterns. Yeah, well, it's nice that my last video talked about double patterns. So, yeah, if you want to do that, watch my last video. And then, yeah. So, I believe that's it. Was there anything else? Yeah, it's funny looking it back at over here. The way I graphed my cubes were a little bit different, as you can see a bit. But, yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm going to do this part in the camera. Oops. Probably sounds like a bomb. So, oh yeah, I have a bit of an announcement for you, don't I? Yeah, so my project, 2.5 years, I wrote a book. It's called How Something Unimportant Became Still Unimportant. And you can find me as on Amazon as D.A.G. Bush. Yeah, it's almost like DAG, D.A.G. Bush. So anyways, yeah, I hope, and yeah, I'm actually gonna, if you're interested, you want to see the cover, I think you'll be amused by it. You can find the link down below, and it's almost $8, and yeah, so, funny story, I actually put this out on October 23rd, I believe, 23rd, 24th, and so, yeah, it's kind of funny. I actually don't have my own copy yet. I ordered some author copies, but apparently because they're cheaper, they don't put so much money into shipping. So they're potentially lost, by the way. So it's kind of funny. All my friends got their copy and whatnot, and it's like, I never held it in my hands, you know? So if you want a copy before I've held one in my hands, now's your opportunity, really. So, yeah. Anyways, down in the, no, it's a link down below. Really fun. It's, oh, if you're curious about it, I should, oh, well, what's this book about, right? I should mention, it's, a young adult science fiction. I'm 16, by the way. So, yeah, it's kind of funny. I was, like, reading Margaret Peterson Haddix, and I was like, sheesh, these adults wish they were teenager. They're writing bad young adult books, right? Like, I, as a young adult, could write something better than them. So I wrote this book, by the way, in case you're wondering. And it's a young adult science fiction. Yeah. How this young adult would like real young adult books to be like. So anyways, I hope you like it. Something else, too. Because it's so new and whatnot, and I haven't held it in my hands, I may make some changes to the cover and whatnot. So I think it may be worth some money. You know, I heard that first editions can be worth a bit. Well, here's your chance to get your first edition and whatnot. You may be able to resell it for and get a little bit back. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, long thought. My tongue's tired, and I've talked too much in that, and I've showed you how to do 6 colored patterns. So thank you so much for sticking with me, following along, and oh yeah, so my next video, I was hoping it would be about my book, but I think I'm going to talk about my book and whatnot and advertise it on my channel more when I get my copies. So yeah, if I all of the sudden get these copies, you can expect to see a video about that. I hope you'll enjoy it. You may enjoy it, yeah. And but yeah, other than that, there's another cool pattern. Yeah, look at that. Forgot to check my camera, right? So anyways, no key corner patterns. So this is kind of interesting. I hope if you're familiar with 3 colored patterns, and my next video is going to be about, it's like a 2-way, it's like a 2-color pattern, you know. I used to what is it? Yeah, I mentioned before I was thinking about 2-colored patterns, and then that kind of got thrown out the window. Well, this is going to be like the 2-colored pattern, you know? And it has to be 4-way symmetrical, unless you don't want it to. And, yeah, and it's a lot, and it's really, really hard to find the key corner. So, like, you may look here, and it's like, this looks like the key corner. I feel like this is white. This doesn't belong here, right? So it's pretty fun. And I was actually originally planning on showing this in this video, but I was like, it's going to be too long. So next video. And so yeah, stay tuned for that. And it's a lot easier to make, and it can look a lot better than these scrambled cubes, right? Scrambled looking cubes. So anyways, thank you so much for watching and bearing with me, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Unless it's 11:59 p.m. Then you should really get some sleep. But I don't know, I'm just kidding, I don't care. Anyways, yeah, so anyways, take care, and see you next video. Ooh. So you hitting the button there.